Welcome to Cabbage's Video Hub, where we talk about all your favorite film and TV shows. I'm your host, Cabbage Holden, and joining me today is Holden Garfield and Ian McGuire.
Hi.
I hate you so much right now. Hi, I'm Holden from Alikair's channel.
Yeah,
Because that's my channel.
in
Yeah.
case like
Um,
50 of you are actually
good
here.
God,
Anyways, today we're going to be
60
talking about
actually,
Spider-Man
asshole.
No Way Home. Woohoo! We're a week behind
That
the
voice crack
trend.
was wild, bro.
We're a week behind the trend. But yeah, we're
Yeah,
basically just going to be talking about like Spider-Man No Way Home. So
yeah, the
what?
movie from start to finish in chronological order.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like that's at least the outline of what we're going to be doing it as.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
But anyways, first of all, Spider-Man doesn't say fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't say fuck.
You
That's
said it twice now, so it's not a PG-13 movie, so now it's an R movie
Oh
now.
yeah,
So
it's an
you
R
kind
movie.
of
Yeah, but yeah, no.
odd.
I guess like the best way to start from the beginning, and the beginning was really weird for me. It felt very off, like pacing wise.
What do you mean?
Like it's like the first like at least the first 10 minutes for me feel like went by rapidly fast. Like if it felt like it could have been extended out like another half hour or so. Like the whole scene where like Peter's running from the cops and he gets a lawyer and everything.
Yeah,
Uh,
he just
Lawyer.
goes to get, yeah, just a lawyer. That's what
Yeah.
we're gonna call him, by a
A
lawyer.
really good lawyer.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, he's
fine.
a really good lawyer.
I wanted to keep the whole thing spoiler free, but now how it's not gonna happen.
How the hell are you gonna keep a movie spoiler free in a
Yeah.
podcast?
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Two
Yeah,
weeks,
yeah.
bro.
Spoilers for
Actually, it was
Spider-Man: No Way
It's been
Home, but
3 almost.
Matt Murdock Hawkeye is Peter's lawyer.
or
Why are you
what?
doing this like a reveal video? Like everybody knows, Cabbage.
I mean, everyone who has seen the movie though.
Who hasn't?
Why would they be here if they haven't seen the movie, bro? This doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I disagree. I think that the pacing at the beginning works. I don't think it like meshes well with like the rest of the pacing in the film. However, I think it works because of the fact that like the rest of the movie needs to happen. So like the events of the story need to like hurry up in order to get where the movie wants to be. And I feel like this issue, I guess you could say. I think it's fine. To me, it's fine because I understand why they do it. But in terms of writing, why I would consider it an issue, I probably. But I do think it comes up later on again, like it rears its head. That you can tell that they're really trying to like speed, stuff up to get to where they want to be. But at the beginning, I think it's fine. I mean, they cover all the bases that they need to cover. I think the college scene, like the college stuff, was dragged out a little bit actually.
It
I
was.
felt
That
like
shit
the
was
college stuff was
ass.
actually worked better because it really like set a grounded like type of risk that Peter was going through because he was
After he
Spider-Man.
fights Octopus on the fucking bridge to get
Well,
like
well, no,
into college.
he got denied from college first, and then he went to go
Oh,
talk to the college
oh,
lady.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah, but I felt like it was a little more grounded as to what like was really at risk here because everyone knew that he was Spider-Man. And it was like showing like how like everyone in his life was actually being affected by this, which helps set the scene for when he actually went to go get to Doctor Strange.
What about you? What do you think about the beginning of the movie and its pacing and
Um,
shit?
I think the trailers kind of ruined it, to be honest, because everything that happens for the most part, in, like the first 30 minutes, you see in the trailers, and then when it like speed by at 100 miles per hour, it's very jarring, especially when it like slows down and hits you like a brick wall as soon as all that crazy stuff happens with the lizard guy and the squid
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the man with dementia.
yeah, but I mean honestly, the advertisement did not do the movie justice. Like for
Really did.
they like holy shit, dude. Like it's just awful. And especially like all those like poorly edited TV spots.
I
And
mean, the
then
ones that were not finished.
yeah, like not fast, and then you got like Doctor Strange's voice lines, Hines like just being very choppy.
I still don't. I still can't tell what you're referring to. Like you brought this up a few times now. I don't want to like take it from your video or anything, but like I thought he sounded fine. Even in the movie, I thought he sounded fine.
Well, I mean, no, not
Uh,
in the actual movie. He sounded
no, I'm
fine, but
saying
like
like he sounded like exactly the same to me. But I've unrefined ears, so I wouldn't know.
it's just like the editing of like the TV spots. Which speaking of Doctor Strange, I really liked like Doctor Strange's and Peter's chemistry in this movie. I felt like I didn't think it was gonna work for me as well as it did.
It
I
should
mean,
have
they were like,
kissed.
is he like, how old is he in this movie? Is he 18?
Peter's 18.
Peter is
Okay.
18, yeah, because you know he's just finishing up high school.
Yeah, and his birthday is
Um,
August 10th. So.
I mean, like, it was like they didn't like detract from each other. I felt like they worked, but like at the same time, it was like they really weren't on screen long enough together, in my opinion, for me to like remark on their chemistry. Like their fight was fun, but like I mean, even during the fight, there's not much chemistry going on. Spider-Man's masked the entire time, so you don't see many facial reactions. All you really do is just hear his quick remarks, but he does that to everybody. So it's like I wouldn't really, know on chemistry together. But I mean, I feel like they got what they needed, get done, accomplished on the screen.
Yeah, yeah, and like honestly, I felt like this was really one of the only times besides Fury that where somebody was got legitimately pissed at Peter. Like you like when Doctor Strange had to like stop the spell, he felt visibly pissed off at Peter because he's like, "Hi, you don't tamper away spell. You don't touch my spell." And then like he went on to like a whole rant about like how he didn't actually call the college and like he jumped to conclusions because and he went on to like how Peter's just a kid. So I did really like that, this was one of the only times where somebody was like actually that pissed off at Peter.
I mean, yeah. Um, I mean, that's kind of like I don't think that's necessarily because like obviously his character is what gave us that interaction, like Straight's character, but it felt more so a product of like the circumstances, and it felt more so a product of like Tom's character and not necessarily Strange's. So Strange is, I mean, like anybody in his position would respond the way that he did. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily like a remark on his end again about that. But then again, I can't. If I'm going to be honest with you, like the main thing that I cared about whenever I was watching this movie was Daredevil, which showed up for as long as I wanted him to, and then he went away, and it was great. I loved it. And then the Spider-Man, which is also great. And I wondered what they would do to our good old pal Venom, and he did, and he did exactly what I said he would do, which is at the very end,
up
and then go away.
Yeah, he just built up for the sequel, like for more movies. But yeah, seeing Daredevil was very cool. I never actually watched Daredevil on Netflix.
What the hell?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
you have to. It's the
I
best
know I
Marvel
should.
show.
I know it should,
It's
but
the best
like
comic book show.
seeing him was definitely great, and like when he cast the box, like I'm a really good lawyer.
The brick.
Yeah.
We'll see that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
no,
gonna show up in She-Hulk too, so I better watch that.
She-Hulk's a movie.
No,
She-Hulk's getting a
Disney
TV
Plus
show.
Oh, it's gonna be a TV show.
Yeah, but he's the main character in it. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I feel like the thing that I liked the most about Strange and Peter's relationship, like chemistry, was, the way they took responsibility and how Strange, like when all the villains like started to show up, Strange took that responsibility as like, I guess like an ex-Supreme Sorcerer because Wong is now the Supreme Sorcerer. But yeah, like he took that possessed that power as like these people are from another universe, like they're not my problem. Like I have to watch after myself and my own universe where as Peter looks at the individual people and thinks that even though these guys are bad, like they're not worth being like dying, like they're not worth getting sent to die, which I did really like, and I feel like Strange really did challenge Peter's morality and sense of responsibility.
Yeah, like the entire movie could have been stopped with quite literally the press button, but
Yeah,
instead he decides to go and save all the old guys.
yeah,
Remember that image that I sent you where it was I mean, we're kind of supposed to be like talking about the movie right now, but there was this like one image I found on Twitter where it was like Peter. He was asking Strange during the spell, and instead of asking Strange, make everybody forget that I'm Spider-Man. He said, make everybody forget about Mysterio and what he did, and then it just showed the credits at the bottom of the picture.
Man,
yeah.
that would
I
have been a
mean,
boring movie though.
they.
It
I
would have
mean,
been, it would have worked.
they really
That
could.
would
They
have
really
worked.
could have just ended the movie so very quickly, but the fact that it didn't, and it really took the time to look into Peter's character as a whole and what Tom Holland as his role as Spider-Man brings to her character, and I felt like they actually did really well with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like speaking of the villains, like the villains were honestly the thing that really got me worried about this movie because I didn't like they could have honestly like very easily reset their own character arcs, but well, I mean I guess they kind of did, but the way they went about their character arcs and like where they actually pulled them from their individual timelines worked well enough to where they can still have those like meaningful moments that they did in their own respective movies and actually give Alexa some character. Wait, who's in that?
Except for Lizard and Sandman,
Okay, I
they're
mean
kind of there just to
Sandman. I mean
fill out the
Sandman
roster.
was all right. At least they established that
No,
he
it
really just
wasn't.
wanted to.
He
I mean,
got
at
like
least
Oh,
they
he wasn't.
established like
He got
he wanted
mad.
to go home just because like he wanted to save his daughter. Like he just wanted to go home and see his daughter. At least they established
Look,
that.
let's like look at it from a as we are a critic's perspective right now. Everything about Salmon I felt was pretty bad. Besides like the
Yeah,
visuals, which even then were pretty with the face and all
2007
that.
did it
Yeah.
better somehow.
Um, exactly. But like whenever it came to like his voice lines, oh my god, they were so bad.
They were kind of
Yeah,
cringy.
they,
Same
They,
they
with like
they're
the
definitely could have
pretty
been
lizard
better.
terrible.
villains.
And I mean, Lizard, yeah, he's just kind of there. But I mean, Lizard was never really like an interesting character to me, anyways. So I
Yeah,
mean,
he
he's
really
Yeah, which is
fine.
why he should have been interested in this movie.
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah, they definitely
Unfortunately,
could
the
have done
actor
more
couldn't
with
make it.
him. But
Uh,
I mean, look at how like the management of the villains in this movie compared to the management of the villains in Spider-Man 3.
I
I
mean,
mean,
the only thing with that though is that No Way Home didn't have to set up these villains the same way Spider-Man 3 did, because they already
yeah.
have it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, they definitely had to take like a couple movies to actually set up those characters, and with Sandman, they like had to set up like while the movie was going. So
Well, we're saying like okay, like Ian was saying that the villains in Spider-Man 3 did not exist yet. The villains in No Way Home have all existed in other films, so
Except
we
for Harry
don't need to
Osborn.
establish.
Harry Osborn
Um,
existed.
I mean, Harry Osborn doesn't
besides
exist in
Harry
No Way
Osborn,
Home though.
that's not what he was saying. Spider-Man 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, other than Sandman and Lizard, they did a lot better than what I thought they did, and I really liked Electro, like what they actually did with Electro, and he's like, I have all this like new energy, and I kind of explained like his new design and everything,
yeah. I think
Uh,
that was really smart, like
yeah.
route to take.
and then like
Also, like
and
you
then like
felt the
the
same
end,
too.
and then like at the end when he like reunites with like when he gets cured with Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, he's like, I'm back to being a nobody, and Andrew Garfield's like, you're not nobody. I've been trying to teach you that. What's To be fair, that really was the general idea behind the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but then the entire movie happened.
Yeah, it didn't really work out.
What did you
Yeah.
say, Ian, about like he's he's still the same character or something like that?
Well, yeah, he's still like because Alikair was like very goofy in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's very much like not a character you should take seriously, and I think they kept with that in No Way Home, but made it better and not bad.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think it was pretty funny. Whenever they explained how Electro became Electro, like between the three Spider-Man, and like I think Andrew said he fell into a vat of electric eels and or something like that,
Yeah.
and then like Toby was like that'll do it. Like,
So yeah,
That's
that'll
pretty
get to you. Yeah, and then let's see who's next. It's Doc Ock.
Alfred
Yeah,
Molina.
yeah, Alfred Molina. Yeah, yeah. Doc Ock was like, I really thought they were gonna mess up Doc Ock the most this movie, mainly because he died like sacrificing himself, and then in the trailer, like it looked like he was back to being a villain. It if I think what they did was like they took it to where like they took Alfred Molina to where like he was about to actually kill Spider-Man like before Toby actually took his mask off and like revealed that he was Peter Parker. So I guess that does explain like how he was still like villainous and he didn't get that like that talk with Tobey Maguire at the end of Spider-Man 2.
Mm.
Wait, what? I wasn't paying attention.
No, I mean
Oh, Doc
no,
Ock was taken out like right as Toby appeared at the final battle. That's
yeah,
when he
like
was
right
taken out.
before, yeah, like right before like Toby took off his mask.
Yeah, and all that. That's like he appeared right before
Yeah, and I do like how they still like kept the idea that the arms like weren't necessarily controlling him. They were just bringing out like his ambitions like a lot more, and like his
Wait, what?
like they didn't like have the whole idea to where like the arms weren't in control of him because they never
I
really
swear
were.
to God, they literally said that.
No, because I mean you even saw like during the bridge scene where it sounded like the arms and Doc Ock were really talking
No,
to
I'm
each
saying
other.
like in No Way Home, they literally say verbatim they were controlling him.
Well, they didn't necessarily
Like
say they
whenever
controlled him.
Toby, excuse me, like finds the cure, not Toby, yeah, Tom finds the cure, excuse me. Doesn't he explain to Norman? He's like, oh, they're controlling him or something like that.
No, he didn't say they were controlling him. He just said that the inhibited tip was fried. But like you
the
even
inhibitor
saw
chip
like on the bridge scene that
stopped them from being controlled.
the arms and Doc Ock were really he like talking to each other, and when like Peter takes over, the arms like, no, you listen to me. So I guess that kind
Yeah.
of helps like saying like the arms aren't in control of him.
Yeah, but they were, because as soon as he fixed the chip, he all of a sudden has no desire for doing bad people things.
Murder, bloodlust,
Well, I mean, it's not
killing
necessarily.
Peter.
That's not. Well, I mean,
So
he even said
I mean,
that.
like this is really not that important. But again, they were in control of him, which is why he like completely like snaps and like changes character 100%. Like does a 180.
It's not
They
necessarily
don't.
like the arms were controlling him in the first place. It's just that the arms were really
Except that
just
it
talking
was,
to him, like bringing out like his inner ambitions and
but he
like
never had
bad
them.
things that
But he didn't want to do that. He was a good guy. He had like a wife and like literally trying to cure the problem of renewable energy
yeah,
or like
but
non-renewable energy.
yeah,
He
but
was just a good guy.
like the arms just really only told him, finish what you started, even though like you like, killed all these people. Just finish what you started, like no matter what.
Well,
Does
yeah,
he kill
because
anyone?
wait,
I
what?
don't think he does.
Wait,
I don't think he actually kills anyone.
no. He's talking about in Spider-Man 2 now.
Yeah.
I don't think he kills anyone in that movie.
Well, I mean, like
The
when the
scene
reactor explodes.
in the very beginning, whenever they're like trying to cut the arms off of him.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like the whole
He
whole
doesn't kill
scene
anybody,
with
huh?
That's the only scene where people die, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
but
was a
that was
pretty
when
scene,
he was
though. That was
unconscious though.
horrifying.
But anyways, like I like when Peter like fixed the inhibitor chip is when I really like almost lost it. Like I almost cried during that scene because
Why?
like you even heard like you heard the weight of the arms like leaving him, Doc Ock, and he's like
Oh,
it's so
yeah.
and he's like it's so quiet. The voices
Yeah,
stopped.
that was a really pretty. It's almost like the voices were telling him what to do. Anyway, but it was a really nice scene. Very very good for the, and that's like that's one of the things I like about this movie. Especially like over like for example Spider-Verse or something like that, is because like the character writing in this for like the character to matter is like incredible. Like it's so well done, and like Doc Ock was one of the examples. It was like everybody knew in Spider-Man 2 that if like the chip on the back of his neck didn't get screwed up, then like he's a great guy. Like he's one of the most amazing, wonderful people on the planet in that verse. Doc Ock was. But because of that chip, it like screwed him up. So like whenever like it gets, removed or fixed, excuse me, like you see that it goes back to being like this great guy who's just trying to help everybody, and it was really like I don't want to say like climactic, but it resolved like a problem from Spider-Man 2, because like he does end up like getting fixed in that movie as well, but like it's more um I don't want to say like appropriate, but more pleasant, I guess, than being drowned in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I mean, like he does sacrifice himself because he's running the wrongs of like what he's done.
right, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But No Way Home had a better send off than
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt
or more
No Way Home definitely had
happy.
a better send
Yeah,
off. Like
it was a more deserving for like the kind of man that he was prior to killing like four people
yeah,
or something.
Yeah, all doctors too.
Yeah.
yeah, and then
Well,
like for the
that's a
rest of the
different
movie, he was like helping like he was helping Peter out. Like he even like fought Sandman, I think.
he did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. And then like it
Then
was
he also fought Electro.
yeah towards the end like well because I think the reason why it looked like he was still evil, like he went back to being evil, is because like Electro kind of shocked him, and you think that would
Well,
like fire his inhibitor chip.
no, the reason why it looked like that was because he was acting to make
Well,
Electro think that he was.
well, yeah, I was acting that way, but it's like more believable because you saw like Electro shock Doc Ock, and
Uh,
you're even thinking that maybe the inhibitor chip got screwed up again.
oh, I mean, sure.
I mean, at least, I mean,
I mean, like
they
it's a connection, I
it's a
guess.
little bit of connection. I mean, they don't like it's not like a whole like they don't like spend an entire shot like showing him like the inhibitor chip being shot by Electro or anything. They just like it's just like a brief
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, no,
Like
I get what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another thing that I would bring up is since we haven't brought him up yet,
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah, Willem Dafoe, dude.
He's perfect in this movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's perfect in like every movie that he's in, like all of
That's
them.
true. He's pretty
Like
much
not
like
even just
the
Green
perfect
Goblin,
character.
just Willem Dafoe
He's like the
himself.
best actor in every film that he shows up in.
I hope he comes back as Green Goblin. I
Yeah,
don't care if he's a good or bad guy. He's so good as
I
Green
do
Goblin.
like
Dude,
how they
whenever
like treat him as a
I
big
love the
bad.
scene at the clinic where like they're talking, like Aunt May pulls Peter aside and they start talking, and then like while they're not looking, like he just starts like stealing the donuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was so funny.
that was so great.
Yeah, I like how they like treated him as the big bad, but also showed this that Norman's like split personality between Norman and Green Goblin, and how eventually like, Green Goblin like just got completely took over like in the end.
Well,
I don't,
yeah.
I don't think the Green Goblin or the Norman and Green Goblin split exists at the end of Spider-Man 1 though. 'Cause he
No,
kind
it
of does
doesn't.
that. Does that again at the end of the movie, but then it's just like to trick Peter into getting pegged,
Yeah, I
and then
don't
he dies.
think. I think it definitely existed in No Way Home because of like how they like played it at the beginning of like his introduction.
Yeah.
Like it, like where
Yeah,
he like
just like
abandons
that.
the suit.
I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
I think they took like Norman Osborn from like before the final fight with Peter. I think that's like, or at least like before like the whole
Right,
board
because like,
meeting.
and yeah, and in the first Spider-Man movie, like he like even after he takes like the I don't know what the fuck do you want to call it, like the serum,
Yeah, like the
the
serum. Yeah,
goblin serum.
yeah, the goblin
But
serum.
like even after he takes that, like it's not until like towards the end that we stop seeing scenes where Norman is like phasing in and out of like consciousness, because like even the movie, like you do see like there's that one really weird scene. It's still strange. It makes no sense. Where like like you hear like tiki drums and like
Oh
it
my
just shows
god!
like a like yeah, and like it like panel the whole throughout his mansion, and like like, you see like him in the mirror or him sitting in the chair, like the other Norman sitting in the chair, whatever the hell. I don't even
Yeah.
remember. Maybe it was in a photo or something. But like it clearly showed that there was two different people living in his body.
Yeah.
But at the end, no. But in No Way Home, yeah, like that was a thing. However, I feel like it was another thing where it existed for the beginning, and then it just randomly stopped existing, and then we never got
They just
brought up
Yeah, I
again.
mean, I wish there was like a
Crazy.
little more build up to Green Goblin like completely taking over.
Mhm.
But again, this movie's only like
Yeah.
2.5 hours long, and considering how much you have to cram pack it, I mean, they
Only
did all
two and a
right.
half hours.
Yeah, 2.5.
It's why it's only 2.5
I feel
hours,
like I really feel like they could have like extended by another half hour.
and yet I feel like most people would be disappointed from that. Like if you're not a Spider-Man fan and you go to see a movie that's 3 hours long, I don't know. I don't feel like
I
you'd
mean,
enjoy it for that
that's
long.
true. But I mean,
I
if you're
don't
not a Spider-Man
know.
fan, why are you even watching No Way Home?
I mean,
you don't really
you don't.
have to be a Spider-Man fan to enjoy a Spider-Man movie, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're
fair
like
enough.
Spider-Man Two.
Really, any
Spider-Man Two
Marvel
is
movie
yeah.
Yeah,
where
or
you could
Far
just
From
be
Home
like,
because Far From Home
I
is
mean,
not a
well,
great
unless you're
Spider-Man
watching
movie,
Daredevil,
but it's
but
like
that's not really a Marvel.
like
yeah,
I guess I feel like Far From Home, where Far From Home really isn't that great of a Spider-Man movie, but it's like just an overall like general good movie.
it's a very
Yeah,
relaxing movie.
yeah.
See
But
a
then
16-year-old life be ruined.
yeah, but I really like how they treated like Green Goblin as a big bad, and like even in the apartment scene, like you have like that cool little quote where he's like, "We're gods. We take. We don't. We don't wait," or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, like he's always had like that kind of philosophy,
yeah,
yeah. When he like caught Spider-Man and was telling him that like everyone's gonna hate him eventually, anyways.
Right? Yeah,
like
He
the
can
whole
exactly.
turn on them
dad
now.
talk.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had the dad talk, dude, and dude, the action scene between Green Goblin and Peter were honestly the best action scenes I've ever seen in a superhero movie.
Dude, he like quite literally suplexes him through like 4
Yeah.
floors. Like
I'm pretty
beat
sure
his ass.
Willem Dafoe does his own stunts too.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's
It looks
all
like it.
like it was all
yeah,
practical, and I loved it. Like
yeah, it was
It's
especially,
really nice.
just funny because I went to watch it with one of my buddies, and he was like, "Damn, what the hell?" And like, freaking out and stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, the Spider-Man one villains don't screw around, dude. Like any
Yeah,
villain
no.
from the Toby films are just like mega Giga Chad steroid strong. Like
yeah, and
it
then you
was
have
pretty
Doc
wild.
Ock and Spider-Man
That,
2 just randomly pulling out a knife from one of his arms.
what?
Wait, what?
Like in Spider-Man 2, where like he has an AMA, like a little knife comes out from
Oh,
one of his
okay.
hands.
The tentacles, you mean?
Yeah, the tentacles.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
yeah, but
It's
that,
nice to see them bring back the brutality of the Rain trilogy.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
especially like towards the end when Peter's like fighting Green Goblin after he killed
I
Aunt
feel
May.
like it was more brutal, like because like they say everybody's gonna look to that, but like if you like go back and watch their first fight, dude, like Willem Dafoe, like quite like he is actually bullying the shit out of Tom.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
pretty
he's
bad. Like
fine.
he's slamming him through walls. He's throwing him across the room. I think he broke it like him through a table, and then he literally like catches him midair and like slams him through the ground. Like it's very violent. He's just manhandling him like a little girl, basically. Like
It's very reminiscent of Spider-Man 1.
yeah, I literally like it's just a brutal hand-to-hand combat. Except in this one, it's not really a fight. It's more so just like a beatdown.
Yeah,
At the end of the movie, it's more so of a fight, and then it turns into a beatdown. But even then, it didn't feel like Tom did much to the same like degree.
I mean,
as
to be
Willem.
fair, I guess it really was because of like the setting, because they were in an apartment
Well,
like, in
yeah.
the first fight, and you see them like going through like straight floors and shit. But at
Right,
the end
yeah.
it's like a big open space. But and then like Tom like grabs the glider like as he's about to like stab him.
Okay. I don't want to like fast forward to talking about that, but since you brought it up, what are your guys' thoughts of that scene where he grabs the glider and he tries to kill him?
I mean,
Makes sense.
it makes sense. Yeah,
sense.
it makes a lot of sense because like Thomas Peter is really at a lot more of a, what's the word? Like he's at a lot more of a young, like he feels a lot younger than the other two Spider-Man. I know he's like around the same age, but he has a
like decades younger. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like around the same age, but he has a like
No.
younger mentality.
It makes sense because in Spider-Man 1, after Norman says that he was gonna kill MJ, you could see Toby was like going to kill him, and then Andrew said he stopped pulling his punches after a while.
Oh yeah,
so in character, it makes sense that like after the loved ones are threatened, Spider-Man does not play around.
Or they die in Andrew's case.
I agree with that. I was more asking about like a acting wise or a presentation wise of that scene.
Oh, dude, Tom is not intimidating at all.
I mean,
I'm literally gonna say that. I was gonna say like I watched that scene and I was like, dude, this is like I get why. And my friend loves the scene. He loves that scene. But like the entire fight, I'm just sitting here like, it just felt okay.
Yeah.
This is the perfect way to describe it. It feels like you're playing COD back in 2012. And you hear like some like little 9-year-old raging, and he's just like going around the map. That's what it like. I was watching like on TV, like just watching the child get frustrated and go try hard.
I mean,
and literally what
really
it was.
You really can't look at Tom's face and be intimidated because he does have that like younger face.
Dude, like whenever it was like showing his teeth, it was like the smallest like little like. It's like grr. It was so like childish.
Yeah, but like back on track. Aunt May does die.
Yeah.
Aunt May finally dies. Woohoo!
She's the MCU Uncle Ben, I guess.
She's the MCU Uncle Ben, I guess. But like that part is definitely the weirdest thing about. Like I feel very mixed about that because while I do think it's an interesting idea, they already like established Uncle Ben in previous films and. Yet in No Way Home, they're kind of pretending he doesn't exist? Question mark?
There's also a new animated show about like Spider Bite.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Uncle Ben's in it.
Yeah.
It's definitely
well, maybe Uncle Ben won't die in that one. Maybe he won't die. Maybe Uncle Ben's like a deadbeat.
I assume this is like the true catalyst of him learning the responsibility of his abilities, because beforehand he was always kind of handed everything, but he's not anymore.
Right, like
he doesn't get the Stark tech anymore. He doesn't get the new suits or anything. He's on his own now, and he's kind of brought down to his lowest point after Aunt May dies.
Yeah, and then like I felt okay. What I'm thinking that going in the direction is that Uncle Ben wasn't as impactful as, a father figure to Tom as it was to the other live action Spider-Man. And that's why they make like Aunt May's death scene he'd feel like, the Uncle Ben scene, like where Peter learns to be Spider-Man, because I think what they did is like they had the whole like responsibility quote with Uncle Ben, but it didn't necessarily hit him as hard as it did with the other live-action Spider-Man, or really with any other Spider-Man.
And I think this was his first time here too, because he never directly said that.
Yeah, but the thing that really like set me off was that like during the end, like during the funeral, like when he's like at the graveyard, Uncle Ben's grave is not next to Aunt May's. Like that's
Yeah,
why
that is weird.
I think that either he wasn't
He's
like
just a
that
deadbeat,
important to
obviously.
him,
Yeah, exactly.
or
So he's gonna be a deadbeat.
they just
I'm just going.
pretend like he didn't exist. Which like I think the
Doesn't
one way to if
make
I
sense.
had to make like one major change to a movie, it would just be to put Uncle Ben's grave next to Aunt May's. That is the only
Yeah.
like major change I would make to the movie. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting choice. I just felt like it could have been done just slightly better. But I don't know. We'll,
I
we'll
think,
see. We'll see how it is with
I think
Spider-Man freshman year.
yeah, I think it was also like partly the reason why is because Marissa Tomei kind of didn't want to play the character anymore, so that probably has something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely weird, but I think like the scene after that, like where he's just like in the rain, like while he hears JJ, hey, talk about how much of a menace Spider-Man is, was like the best scene in the movie. At
God
least for
help
me, it
us all.
was. Yeah,
Oh, dude, I disagree. I disagree
dude.
hard. I
I
hard disagree with that.
The best
one.
scene was
It's
when
definitely one of
Toby
the
said,
best, I
"With great
think.
power
Yeah,
comes great responsibility." I know what you're talking about.
yeah, but I
I
do.
oh wow, we all have different favorite scenes.
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
yours then?
My favorite scene is one we haven't gotten to yet, and I'm gonna wait till we get to it
yeah,
because
but I
want to
think
fanboy over that.
I
scene
think from
whenever it gets
cinematography alone, it's like the best looking shot to me. Like, cause you have
Oh,
Probably, yeah, I would
yeah,
agree.
that was a
because you
really
have
nice
like the
shot.
rain, and then you have like the big screen of JJ like talking about like all the consequences that Peter had to face because of the events that happened in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really like that scene, and I I like JJ in this movie. JJ was still really good in this movie. Like he definitely he definitely gave off like the Spider-Man PS4 JJ vibes to me.
He just gave off JJ vibes then.
Well, I mean,
yeah. I mean,
I feel
kind
like
of
Because
reminds
the
me of
he's
I feel
Raimi
like the
JJ.
JJ and Spider-Man PS4s are definitely a lot more malicious than what he is in the Sam Raimi trilogy.
I disagree because like in the Sam Raimi trilogy, like he's just constantly trying to he does the same thing. He's always like it's just the same character. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
But funnier.
ranting, rage.
yeah.
Yeah, the Sam
Ranting
Raimi
amazing,
movie
but
is
I
way
mean,
funnier.
also in Spider-Man PS4, like JJ does accuse like Peter of legit murder, writes like Spider-Man murder, like writes a whole papers about it and everything.
Doesn't Jay do that in the Raimi movies?
I don't. Well, I
Doesn't
know
he like accuse Spider-Man of like the Green Goblin
they accuse
disaster
of
and like
working
the
with
killing?
Green Goblin, but not necessarily the killing or like the hardest they go.
Oh, I thought he did. I thought
No,
he
they
just
didn't.
said that he flat
No,
out
like
killed
you
those
even
people.
say no, no, like he really just goes into like how he's just working with the Green Goblin, and then
Oh,
like he's like
yeah,
helping
I
Doc
do
Ock like
remember
rob a
that.
bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't necessarily go into him like actually being a murderer, but in Spider-Man PS4, like he really does try to get Spider-Man arrested, like flat out arrested in that movie. I mean, in the game, yeah,
Game.
yeah,
Newspapers wouldn't make money. I want
yeah.
the free.
So we should probably like stop beating around the bush and talk about what everybody wants to talk about.
Oh yeah, yeah. First of all, Ned's
Andrew
a
Garfield
sorcerer.
and
First of all,
Yeah,
Ned's a
oh
sorcerer.
Eddie
yeah,
Murphy.
Ned. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
Ned.
we want to talk about.
Yeah,
Think he'll ever come
obviously.
back? His magical abilities.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I don't know.
maybe.
Maybe.
Wait. What? He
God,
forgets
bro.
he forgets that Tom is Spider-Man, but does
Oh
he
shit!
I
He
don't
remember?
really
think he.
doesn't.
Well, I
He
mean,
still
cause
Does
has
like,
he
the
remember? Yeah,
ability.
he should still have the ability.
yeah, cause it was even
Yeah.
built up like at the beginning that like he thinks his family's magic, and Doc Strange's like, just go see a doc. You should probably see a doctor.
Yeah, and then after that, he's like,
Yeah, but
"Oh,
then
okay,
he
well."
actually like does the magic and teleports like
And Doctor's like, check him out.
it's like
Kind of
wow,
surprised.
shit. Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
I
he
mean,
accidentally opens the portals to Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
accidentally, as you do.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
accidentally.
bummed there's no 1970s Spider-Man. Kind of,
1970
kind of
Spider-Man?
got duped on that one. Yeah, like the TV show Spider-Man, the only other live action Spider-Man.
Oh, Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
but seeing those
Fun.
the other Spider-Man was definitely great. And like I said in my last video, Kevin Feige and John Watts definitely did a great job with Andrew Garfield because
Oh yeah, they made him like
yeah,
a
Andrew
way better
Garfield's like
character.
unironically the best character in the movie, and I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah, it almost made people actually convince themselves that the Amazing Spider-Man movies were good.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
they just or they were just remembering wrong. I don't know. Yeah, but see, yeah, like it really showed that Andrew Garfield really had a lot of potential as Spider-Man, but
Oh
because
yeah,
of the writer who's for the Amazing Spider-Man, that really like held him
and
back.
Avi Arad. Can't forget Avi Arad.
Yeah,
He
Avi
kind of fucked
Avad and
movies.
then Mike Webb, which I am
Yeah.
100% convinced that Mike Webb is only hired as for Spider-Man because his last name is a pun.
But yeah, Andrews he kind of outshines Tom and Toby almost.
A
Like if
little.
I'm gonna
I
be
don't
honest.
think like not by much for Tom, but Toby, I guess he kind of does. But Toby still did an all right job, I think.
Toby still feels like he's out of the Raimi trilogy. He doesn't go like above and beyond like Andrew and Tom do,
Yeah,
which is
he's
fine.
yeah.
Like I didn't really expect him to come back to begin. Like I'm surprised he did because I'm sure it was not easy convincing him to come back.
I mean,
Uh,
it's hard to not think that he's not coming back with all the leaks like building up to the movie.
I mean, at the same time, he kind of got screwed over by the Amazing Spider-Man since like they canceled his uh 4, 5, and 6 movies.
Yeah,
10 days later, he announced Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Kind of picked him over there.
yeah, but they all did like a very good job, and I felt like their role in the movie was exactly what I expected them to be. Was they weren't like necessarily like a huge impact on like the overall
Oh yeah,
story, but they were there as long as they needed to be, and they were only there just to like talk Peter out of like straight up murdering Green Goblin.
since they both experienced what it's like to actually murder people.
Yeah,
Because
and
Toby kind of did that
yeah,
thing with
and
that one guy. And
what I think it really did best was it really showed the dark side of what being Spider-Man can do because you lose like all the people you love the most, and that can really affect you mentally, and you even like hear how Andrew Garfield like stop pulling his punches and goes to like straight up killing I mean
yeah, and then you
yeah
have Spider-Man 3 kind of did all of that already.
yeah, and then Spider-Man 3 pretty much showed how the like the downward spiral of uh
Yeah, Peter and his
yeah
ego and his like evil.
yeah, but it really did a good job at showing like really the dark effects of being Spider-Man and how like keeping that sense of morality is extremely hard to do in that line of work.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like you
'cause,
even see
everything.
Tom go, I want to tear him apart for killing Ma, and that was I honestly thought he was going to go through with killing Green Goblin. Like for a couple minutes, I legitimately thought that he was going to kill Green Goblin.
I didn't. I don't think he'd ever actually do it. They kind of defeat the whole purpose of like, the movie then, because he's saving these villains despite not having to, because he could just press the button, but he's
Yeah,
gonna save
yeah, but
them.
I mean, Green Goblin like also does a great job of being, Peter's like challenge to get
Menace.
over, like Peter's
Yeah,
challenge to get over like the challenge he faced with overcoming people's like blockade of his responsibility because you see Green Goblin just straight up being completely evil and it really feels like he's not going to ever be good, so it really like sets the stage for Peter's like why do I even have to deal with this guy, like I can just kill him or send him back to timeline where he's going to die.
yeah,
And yeah, I feel like they did a really great job at having Green Goblin as that challenge of responsibility. The same thing they did with Sam Raimi trilogy.
yeah. It was really nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
the writers obviously knew what they were doing for this.
Yeah, I definitely did. I mean, I knew there was good Duke and Goblin good. I just had like very huge doubts on Doc Ock specifically, but for for like what they added in, for like how much they had to do in the movie, I felt like they did a really great job at it.
Oh yeah, definitely. They
Yeah,
were
and
able
then
to
yeah, and then we get into
not
like the
just
final fight
too
scene.
much.
Yeah, then we get to like the final scene where they all like take a little bit of time to talk to each other, which I do appreciate that they took that time to really have these three Spider-Men connect with each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
also
mean,
have like really good chemistry together, all three of the actors.
dude, and like when and
You
then
talking about Andrew and Toby and Tom?
yeah,
Yeah,
and then Andrew's like, "I love you guys."
Yeah.
he said he always wanted brothers, which was really good.
Dude, like that, like honestly, like it was such a lighthearted moment that I really liked. Like
I think Andrew in that movie was like the sweetest character.
dude, yeah. And then
Yeah.
like you get to a point where like they're all talking to each other and they're talking about like Toby Maguire has like web shooters that come out of his hands.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, did they come out of other places? And then like
um.
they talk about like him having a web block, which I mean, with
Oh my
I
god,
think that's like the same
that was a
exact.
funny
Yeah,
scene.
I think that's like the same exact scene for like the leaks that was supposedly fake, and like they
Oh
thought
yeah,
like
of
he was
like
saying like
Andrew, like
web blood.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about with the video.
Yeah, and then yeah, he's like, no, I just have like existential crisis. Like, oh yeah, I get that too. Yeah, but then
Like
like,
essential
and
stuff.
then there's
Yeah.
also like the callback to Spider-Man 2 where Tom McGuire's like, my back.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, and then
And then Andrew did like the pointing meme where the three
I
actors
I
pointing.
feel like
Wait,
it is and it
really?
isn't a
When?
pointing main.
Well, it's like he puts his hand on their shoulders, and it's like kind of reminiscent of the meme.
Well, no, they
Oh,
all like like during the fight they all like point at each other as like Spider-Man 1 like who's Spider-Man 1 like who's Spider-Man 2. Like they're all
Yeah.
kind of pointing at each other. So I guess it's like kind of reminiscent of the meme. I don't think it's exactly the meme though.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's meant to be. I think it's supposed to be like a
It's like a small
hidden.
little thing that like Spider-Man fans will notice, but I mean, really, you can just ignore it and it won't really change anything. Yeah, and then like there's also like the whole lab scene where I swear to
oh
God
my
they
god,
had
there's so many good things in that last scene.
I,
There's so
s-
many good
I
things in that
swear to
scene.
God they had the idea of Ned being Hobgoblin in that movie. There has to be a cut where Ned becomes Hobgoblin.
Well, there was supposed to be like a sixth villain that was supposed to be they were gonna do a Sinister Six. Apparently, it was gonna be Venom, but changed it because they would have been too much in the movie.
Yeah, like
So it could have been possible if it was Ned,
there's a
but
couple things that I felt like what was supposed to be in the movie, but they just kind of cut out like last second. But one of those things
yeah,
definitely is like Ned being Hobgoblin, but they end up making a joke out of him. It's like my best friend tried to kill me, and then Ned
yeah,
like makes a whole like Ned like creepily stares at Peter.
yeah.
It's like
And then obviously Venom's character, I think he was like completely written out of the movie.
yeah,
I feel like he
yeah.
was meant to be there the entire time,
I
and there was just no room for him,
I
which makes sense
honestly
because there really
felt like
wasn't.
yeah like I kind of felt like they weren't really gonna do much with him anyways because
Well, the weird thing is like if they were to make him a character in the movie, Tom Hardy is like such a big name.
yeah.
So it's like I feel like they would really need to make him a big character, and they do not have room for that. There
Yeah.
have been
Yeah,
too many at one time.
I feel like the
there's gonna
only
be
reason
future
why,
projects with them together though.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I know.
I feel like the
Yeah,
only
from what I've
reason
heard,
why
yeah.
he wasn't included as much in the movie as, some people thought he was because, well, that version of Venom doesn't necessarily know like Peter Parker, or at least I think there is. I mean, I haven't
He
necessarily
does.
I haven't
It
seen him.
does. It's
He
the
does.
symbiote hive mind
Yeah,
knows
I
who
know it's a
Peter
symbiote
Parker is.
hive mind, how which
It doesn't
explains
make much
like the
sense.
post credit scene, but like Eddie Brock in that movie itself, like not necessarily Venom.
Yeah, Eddie Brock himself doesn't really know Peter. Also, like again, there's just no room for a sixth villain
Yeah, I
because
don't.
some parts of the movie already felt right as is.
Yeah, I
So to
mean,
have another villain would have been a bit much.
pacing was definitely an issue with this movie, but it
Oh
did
yeah.
as a lot better than what I expected it to be.
Have we talked about the? Okay, I mean, I'll just go ahead and do it since we brought up the other three Spider-Man,
Yeah.
or the three Spider-Man. My favorite scene in this movie is from my favorite character in this movie, who I think is the best. Well, maybe no. Willem Dafoe is probably the best actor in the movie.
I mean, yeah.
Him or Alfred, but the best Spider-Man actor, in my opinion, was Andrew. And I feel like my favorite scene from this movie is from Andrew, and it's when he catches MJ. That is
Oh
like
yeah.
by
yeah,
far the
dude!
best
Like
scene in
they legit fixed his character entirely. They
whenever
Right.
he caught her and he was crying. He's are you okay? And his voice was breaking up, and she
Yeah.
Oh my
said, I'm okay, are
god.
you okay? And like he like stuttered for a bit as like the tears started falling down his face. He said, yeah, I'm okay. And it was like whole,
Oh
because like the best part is like how they built up to this.
yeah.
Because in the lab scene they're all talking about like like he literally watches Tom and MJ like kissing and stuff and like asking about how they're doing and all that, or she asked Tom how he's doing, and then like Toby asking is like you got one, and then like they start Andrew goes into like what happened and all of that, and so like seeing Tom rush for MJ, she falls off, but then get whisked away, and then Andrew notices that and just like starts darting for her, and he jumps down and he just like goes to catch her immediately. Like I couldn't like describe how that made me feel whenever I saw it, because like, I saw that Tom missed her, and then like my brain in the theater while I was watching, I was like, no way. And like I saw it pans to like Andrew, and like he like turns, and I'm like, oh my god, you're doing it. And like he caught her,
Yeah.
and he like whisks down, and it was so amazingly perfect. I loved it so much.
Yeah, it felt very rewarding to see Andrew Garfield like catch
Hmm.
MJ. And it did a really good job of building up to that moment too. Like that's
Yeah.
why like Andrew Garfield is definitely like one of, if not the best character in the movie. But
Yeah. Oh
because
yeah.
of how much they do like for damage control for both movies. For like both of his
Because like
Spider-Man movies.
they because like the weird thing is like whenever you're seeing Andrew written, because like there are scenes in the Amazing Spider-Man movies where he is written well. They do exist, believe it or not. There are some in there. If you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just move away all the toxic bio waste out of the way, there are some little spots where he's written as a good character. And in those scenes, like for example, his bridge scene
Yeah.
in his movie, that's like one of the best scenes in the Spider-Man movie where he takes off his mask and gives it to the kid so the kid can
Oh
climb
yeah,
up
that's
out of
a
the
really
car.
good scene.
Yeah.
So like we know that he works well as a Spider-Man, so seeing him be written well for an entire movie or for like his entire appearance in a movie, just it was perfect because it just shows like how good Andrew is at acting and how good he is at being a Spider-Man and how good his Spider-Man could have and should have been. And that's what I wanted out of this movie. I wanted them to fix the easily the worst and least like impactful Spider-Man of the three, which was Andrew's The Amazing Spider-Man performance. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say performance, but movies, I guess. I mean, he
Yeah,
worked with what he had. You
performing
know what I
is
mean?
like
I mean, his
performance.
performance in
He's
the
always
second
like a
one was
good
kind of
actor.
bad.
Yeah, the
To
second
be
movie
honest,
kind of like sucked. Yeah,
he was alright in the first, but the second one was just
Yeah.
really bad.
I think he was good in the first. I think like the reason why it like fell off was because of the script he was given. Like except
Yeah,
for
I
like
mean,
the moments with Gwen. The moments with Gwen, it's like okay, well,
I mean, there's also like
maybe they
one
yeah,
scene.
shouldn't have improv this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's also that one scene like they make Spider-Man 2 where it's like first talking to Electro, and they really did have like a good thing going on, like a good concept where it's like where Peter just really wanted to try to help Max. He's like, I see you just scared and you don't really want to hurt anyone, but
Yeah, but
Then he
That was
continues
good,
to
but like
actually
then he
murder
goes
everyone.
around and dicks off and like gets like a fireman hat
And then like
while like
Electro just
Electro is like
continues to intentionally
electrocuting
murder
people.
everyone.
Yes,
Yeah, about
yeah.
to kill people.
Yeah, they
And
really
it's
had a
just
good
like, why do you
idea.
have a fireman hat on? Like, stop being a jackass and then save the day.
Like they definitely had a good idea with Electro and Peter, which they definitely brought back with No Way Home.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The scene
No,
where
you're
they're just
black.
talking. Yeah. Oh my god, I love it. Anybody else think that they're like hinting at like the new Spider-Verse movie, maybe like nudging a nod towards No Way Home?
They're really trying to, because first it was with
No.
Homecoming.
You don't think so?
My opinion is that it's like kind of hinting at Miles Morales because we're getting
Well,
6
no.
movies
Well, that's what
in the
I'm
MCU.
saying. I'm saying I'm saying like they're obviously hinting. Wait, you mean they're hinting at Miles Morales like coming into the MCU?
Yeah, he'll appear. I used to, like one of the last MCU Spider-Man movies for Tom. He's gonna die, and then Miles will come in because that's what happens in the comics. He dies, and then Miles appears and becomes Spider-Man. So I assume that's what's gonna
Oh,
happen.
okay.
Because the Prowler already exists in the MCU. He's played by Donald Glover,
Yeah, Donald Glover.
and Miles has already been hinted at twice now.
Yeah,
I'm
first in
pretty sure he's just straight up
Homecoming.
name dropped in Homecoming.
Yeah,
So
no, he's not. No, he wasn't named off. He's like Aaron just said like I have a nephew.
oh, okay, well then yeah.
Yeah,
But we
but
can
you
assume
know
that's
they're
Miles.
definitely trying to go for at least a Miles Morales like in the future.
Yeah, which won't happen for another decade, so we won't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's way down the line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's way.
Obviously, Miles Morales is gonna be like the next Thanos. Like every movie's gonna have to relate to Miles Morales now.
Yeah, and then like
They're
the whole
always gonna
like
reference him.
final fight scene with all three Spider-Man was really good, and I do like that they bring up like what Tom brings to the table as a Spider-Man, and that he actually works as a like he's been in a team before,
Yeah.
which is a lot
You mean
different.
he's been in a team in every movie?
Yeah, yeah, and it's
Pretty
a lot
much.
different for like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, where they really just fight alone, but Tom has actually been in a team and he knows how to communicate as a team, which I do like that they bring that to the table, and like they actually establish like how different Tom's Peter is as opposed to every like the other live action Spider-Man.
I mean, like that's weird because like Toby should know how to fight as a team. He literally does it at the end of his final movie. That's like the entire
I
point.
mean, like
If they help like one time and then they kind of get beaten by Venom and Sand
like
disappears.
one scene
I
with like
guess.
I mean that's just with Eddie with no not Eddie Nor
Yeah, with Eddie.
yeah
Yeah, with Norman.
not Norman
With Norman.
not
Harold
Norman
Osborn.
Harry yeah
With
I don't know
Harry,
why
yes.
about Norman I just like whenever I think Osborn I just
Yeah, he
think
came
Norman
back from the dead to help you.
whenever I think
Yeah.
yeah it's like in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 we're seeing the ghost of Norman Osborn we're seeing like the
That
ghost
was
of,
so bad. That was so awful. Oh my god.
yeah
He didn't even look like a ghost either. He just like and he just like looked very disappointed. And like it would just pan away from him.
Did you know that scene was added like in late production because Willem Dafoe showed up on set and he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And they asked if he wanted to be in the movie.
Wait, what are you talking
That's
about?
literally what happened.
Wait, are we? I thought we were talking about the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah, are we?
No.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, we're talking about
I
like
haven't
his
Spider-Man 2.
Stacy's dad, right?
yeah like Stacy's dad
Oh, dude, that
Yeah.
shit was so dumb.
Yeah, it is.
yeah that's what we're
That's so
talking
bad.
They were
about
gonna
like,
revive him in Amazing Spider-Man with Spider-Man's blood. It's so stupid.
And they were gonna make him like a gigantic monster.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad that they did, and I hope that they do. If they do wish to continue Andrew as a Spider-Man, which I heard that they were
Yeah.
going to in the Sony movies, but I mean, if
I don't
they, I
think
mean,
so.
if they, I mean, that's why. I mean, you don't think so?
No, I really don't. You know how poor marketing it is? Like just have two Spider-Man. It makes sense to bring him back into a movie. That's like
I mean,
fan
like,
service, but to give him an entire
I don't know, because
movie,
I feel like they might do that to like propel Venom. Yeah,
Venom's
It's
already
like-
like established as a character, so
yeah
is, but like his. Okay, well, I don't want to get into like discussing Venom 2 because a can of beans is very different. But anyway,
Yeah, and then and then
back to the no
back
way
to like the
home.
whole
Yeah.
final fight scene where like they start to kill everyone, and
Uh huh.
yeah, first they do
The
Sam
lizard scene was miserable. Yeah. What about it?
like the lizard scene just kind of happens like it really
Yeah.
it's really reflective on like Lizard in the whole movie. He just kind of happens.
Yeah, and it
I
was
think
because
he
go
had
ahead.
like limited time with the actor. That's why.
Yeah.
Wait, did they actually get him back for like that scene? Or
They
like
got
he's
him.
like
No, not the scene. They got him back for his voice, and that it. So I assume like
okay.
that's the same with Thomas Hayden Church. They can only hit him for his voice as well. Although he wants to come back. I don't think. What's his name? Ifan Rees. I don't think he wants to come back. But Thomas Hayden Church
Right,
does.
Reese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's weird because like didn't they really use footage
They
from like
Yeah,
the
I
it's
think
stock
for
first?
footage from Amazing
Sandman
Spider-Man.
too, like they reuse footage for Sandman and Lizard, I think, or at least
Yeah, that footage they
like
use is from
Sandman's like a
Sandman
different
dying,
take.
dude.
Like it's like a different take with Sandman, I think, 'cause it's a little bit different.
They like reversed it so like the stand goes back onto his arm because in that original scene he was dying.
Yeah, Lizard is
It's
just the
so
exact
weird.
same shot,
It is
just
weird.
from a Lizard is just the exact same shot, but from a different angle. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean they kind of had to do that since like
Yeah.
Because like I remember seeing it in the theaters and I was like, hey, wait a second. Wait, I've seen that face before.
Yeah, and
yeah.
and that's
It's like I
yeah.
feel like you look exactly like I remember seeing
It
that face
definitely looked like
5 years ago,
it
7
looked
years ago,
exactly
however
the
long.
same. It looked exactly the same because like especially like it felt like especially apparent to me because I watched like the Amazing Spider-Man like a week before the actual movie. So when I looked at
Oh
it, I was like, yeah, that's the exact same shot. Hold on.
yeah, yeah. Like I mean, oh well. The weird thing was is like even his vocal work, like the lizard's vocal work, was not good. Because like in the Amazing Spider-Man 1, like his vocals are really good. Like poor Peter Parker. Like that was real. That was he like did that line really well. Like I felt like a character out of that line. But like in this movie, it doesn't feel like a character. The
Yeah, he
only
definitely did not want to come back.
yeah, like the only line that like kind of made me feel like he had like a brain and wasn't just reading off of a script was whenever he like remarked who did he remark about? Like was it Matt?
I
Like
think
he
it.
talked about because like he was like blah 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 or like something like that and like question mark
Oh,
and then looked over.
I no,
Like it
I
was
think it
whenever they
was
were
talking
arguing.
about like when
yeah,
his
I think it
design
was
changed.
like
Is that
Yeah.
is when he had a comb over beforehand? That was a gas wave or fade.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
or like when he was like,
Tins.
"Do I die fighting Spider-Man?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Another thing, I do like the like how they did the lizards, because like I don't like his design. Nobody likes his design, but like I like the
Yeah.
way that they used his design in the movie. I feel like they did the best with what they could.
they at least added
Huh?
teeth.
Yeah.
They at least added
Which was
like the
good.
sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
whereas
like
before he
regular.
just had like regular human teeth.
Wait,
We
did
can
he?
like
Yeah.
criticize the lizard and Sandman all we want, but like let's be real here, we didn't really care about them from the beginning.
Yeah, like honestly, I
Well,
don't think a
yeah.
whole lot of people like cared about those two in
The
the first
like
place.
Electro was cool. But
Yeah.
like I really get kind of like I know why they did it because like it would have looked goofy and dumb if he had it the entire movie. But like seeing him with like the mask for like a brief second, like or not the mask, but like with the mask, well, like for a brief second, like the yellow lightning crap on his face, like that really made me smile.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
it's and that also reminds me, like there's a lot of fan servicey things that really didn't have to be added in, but it was just nice to see, like all the all the Raimi memes that you see in the movie.
For example.
Yeah.
Like I'm somewhat of a
Back.
scientist myself, and dude,
Also, yeah,
they
that
say
was always
the
nice.
power of the sun to power my hands twice.
Yeah.
They say that
Yeah, whenever he like
twice.
has like whenever he like remarks about the arc reactor, I'm like, hey, that's pretty smart, or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, because like
it really
it
did
makes
have to be
sense.
added in.
Because arc reactors in the MCU are like exactly what he wanted
Yeah.
for the
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to seeing like Norman and Otto like be so fascinated with the technology that was in the act like in like Tom's universe.
Yeah, because he was like so far ahead the Raimi
Yeah.
and Tasman universes. It's really cute to see them do that. Yeah.
But yeah, now
Which is
seeing
ironic because like back then in the Raimi movies, like the tech that they shot off in those films was like unthinkable to like at
Yeah.
the time. Like I mean, like
Even in like
outside of like
Tasman,
sci-fi music, even in what?
even like the Amazing Spider-Man 2, like with
Hmm.
Green Goblin 2, like that's impossible to achieve. You know, it's
Uh,
it'll happen, but it's still so primitive compared to the MCU.
exactly right. But let's not talk about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Green
yeah,
Goblin.
it's like a whole
He,
different
he
thing.
didn't
That's like a whole
he didn't
different thing.
happen. He really did not happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you're
Like
talking
according to
about.
No Way Home, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't happen.
I guess this does like retcon all the movies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
except for
Ex-
Toby's.
Except for Toby's, yeah, and then
Yeah, I guess
Andrew, at
because
least
all of
they at
Toby's
least
villains do
keep
kind of end up
Max.
being
They at least keep Max
Yeah,
and
they
keep
all kind of
Orton.
end up dying.
Yeah.
Well, it's for
or
Sandman.
Sandman.
Yeah.
I guess Sandman just gets cured now, huh?
Yeah, I mean
Doesn't
he's just
Alfred
cured.
die too, or does he like live?
No,
He
he
drowns.
lives. Like
I assume like this will just like retcon them dying, will just go on to live their normal lives.
yeah,
I assume. I don't really
because of the fact
know.
that like they're all cured and I'm assuming they get sent back to like exactly where they left off.
Just
That
die anyway.
dude, yeah, no, this is another film theory video.
Because like,
Well, they're taking
what
out right
happened?
before the fights.
Yeah, right before the
Yeah.
fight. So like, if like Alfred comes back, what is like, is Toby gonna know, or is he gonna like show up and start beating the shit out of him? Like,
I
He could like
it's
try to stop the
weird what
machine
they're gonna
early.
do. I mean, I think at the most part, Doc Ock might still die because this is the point where the like the like the reactor's still going off, like it's still live.
no, I thought this was from like the fight with like whenever he was like throwing around Aunt May and stuff like on the building.
No,
I
this
thought
is
that's
the
No.
ending
It's
fight.
like at
oh,
the
it's the
ending
ending fight.
because like
Oh,
Doc Ock
Yeah.
even said I had Spider-Man right by the throat, and then
oh, right,
yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know what's gonna happen with that.
I mean, he could probably. I think the reason why he dumped in the lake was because it's too late to turn it off. I think that's why. So maybe it would
Hmm.
have been early enough so that he could try to
Maybe he
turn
gets
it
set
off.
back earlier. I don't know. I don't really know how that's gonna work, but yeah, that's
And
what.
then
It
he
doesn't matter.
solved the problem of non-renewable energy,
We'll
and
never get
everybody
follow-up
lived.
on them.
Yeah,
So like Snyder's
but that's
Batman.
like a whole
Oh
other
no, dude, we're
channel.
gonna get light novels, bro. Like,
Yeah,
Well, I
obviously.
mean, if Toby and Andrew return for Multiverse of Madness, I guess they could follow up on it.
yeah,
Um.
yeah. Then
Whoa.
what happens next?
One cool thing that I really, really enjoyed was Happy in this movie. And it's not because of like him being a good character, but it was more so like he felt like the position of the audience as if, or the position of like somebody if they were just thrown into the movie and like this stuff just happened. Because like he was literally like driving on his way to the penthouse and he's like, why is there like a like all these men going into like my penthouse or something like that? Like
Yeah.
he
Oh
was like
yeah.
calling, and it's like, dude, like that's like
who are
so
those
relatable.
guys? Like, who are those guys? What's going
Yeah.
on?
Like imagine like you I mean obviously you guys broke up, but like your ex is living in your penthouse, and then
Yeah.
like five other guys just walk right in through the front door.
Yeah.
Like that look a little weird.
Yeah, and then what was I gonna say? And it's weird because like like Matt Murdock even said like you're gonna need a lawyer for like stolen technology or something like that, but they just kind of never went anywhere with it. I mean, but it's not
I
like the
don't think that needed to
fabricator,
really
but
go anywhere though, because Happy's never really a focus of the movie.
yeah, but I mean, I felt like they really could have. Like, the reason why I think that it could have been like 3 hours long is to at least stretch out a little bit more into like the legality of, all the
Oh, that
legality
was supposed to be in the
repercussions.
movie originally, but they cut it out because it was too long. It was
Yeah,
supposed to be a court scene. Also, they brought back Dummy from Iron Man 1. I like that.
yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
anyone remembers that thing, but
I
that was
I
pretty
don't
cool.
know.
Because he disappeared after like Iron Man 1, I'm pretty sure.
Dummy? You mean like the little like machine he used to like help
Yeah, and
build
like
stuff?
the first 3 movies maybe, and it just
I'm
disappeared.
pretty sure he was in Iron Man 3, wasn't he? He was like,
I
hey dummy, or something
I got
like
to
that.
rewatch that movie.
I'd have to rewatch the movies. Yeah, it's been so long. I
Yeah,
Okay,
don't own Iron Man 2 because like I mean it's a bad movie, so like why would I own it?
we've been neglecting this scene, but Toby holding the glider from stepping,
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like,
When
that
when
made the
Tom Holland's
most
like
sense.
about to actually
Mm-hmm.
like kill Green Goblin.
Yeah,
Mm.
because
Yeah,
he's the only one who's like we've seen have direct um like he's tried to kill people before. He
yeah,
tried
he
to kill Sam,
has.
and he knows what it's like to try to kill for revenge, and it doesn't really fix anything.
Yeah,
So I thought it was really nice to
and like
and,
it's
like
I
not
mean,
like
no, he doesn't try to. I mean, he straight up did kill a guy in the first movie. He killed that guy.
well he kind of just like walked up to him and he fell
All
off of
right,
him.
it's
okay,
not necessarily that
yeah.
he killed him. It's just that he let him die.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like
I
whenever
mean
you
he
have the power to like save him, and you just like stood there and watched him fall into like this pit of spikes. I mean, I feel like you kind of had all the right to just pick
I
him
guess
up
like
if you wanted to, but he
Toby.
didn't.
I guess it being Toby makes even more sense because he knows what it's like to just not save people is, and that's exactly what like Peter wants to do like in that moment. Like he does like at that point like he didn't care. He just wanted to send the people back and just let those people die. Like he didn't care. But
rip your bro.
and then you're seeing like Toby like stand in
Sounds
the
funny.
way, and he knows like what it's like. And
Yeah, because
Um,
he straight up killed Sandman pretty much.
yeah, pretty much. I mean,
And
Sandman
he also
just came back.
Eddie Brock.
he like
Yes.
threw like and then like he threw like a pumpkin bomb at Harry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows what
Yeah,
it's like to want to actually try to kill people. Also, you can meme on his facial expression all you want. I think it was like a signal to tell Tom to like you need to let go this and
Yeah.
just learn
Okay,
freaking
so
this.
I think I don't even remember how this conversation started between me and you, Cabbage. But I actually, what was it? You said something about that scene
I said
about Toby stopping him. What
I
did you
think it's
say
because
again?
I think I said like I don't know, maybe because like I think that's the thing I liked most about it because like it wasn't exchanged through words, like it was just through like facial expressions and through looks, like looking into each other's eyes alone, that really like let Tom Holland know like I what the fuck am I doing? I need to stop this.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
he
like
looks sad.
my thing about it is like it's really sweet because like Toby basically like reinforces Tom in the lab. He's like, and we're gonna cure them, including like all of them, because like, he's like, oh, he said, and the Goblin Serum, and then Tom just like stops and like pauses because you can tell that he wasn't planning on making Goblin Serum because he was planning on killing the Goblin, and then
Yeah,
Toby says, all of them, we're curing all of them,
yeah, it's
uh, right, and then Tom's like,
he just
right.
doesn't like say it. He just doesn't like he's like very discreet about it.
Yeah, and like so like it's clear that Toby was trying to enforce this idea in Tom's head that like you can't kill like people because of like what they've done to you. Like that's not what Spider-Man do. Spider-Man help people. They cure people. They don't kill people. And whenever he stops Tom throwing the glider down on Green Goblin, or like trying to stab Green Goblin with the glider, uh it's not only that he like that face reinforces Tom to not kill Green Goblin, but like Toby getting stabbed was all the more reason
Yeah,
to Tom that like okay, Toby just like for all he knew he was going to die now, because Tom tried to do something that he shouldn't have done, which is exactly why he goes and immediately takes the cure and just cures Osborn with it.
Yeah,
And I thought that was a really not like that was like perfectly written. I
yeah,
feel.
that's really like
yeah.
showing like Tom's Peter learning from the consequences of his actions. Which
Mhm.
this entire movie is just nothing but a consequence of Peter's actions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it really did a lot better at being a Spider-Man movie in the sense of Peter learning from the consequence of his actions and both Homecoming and Far From Home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of failed at that.
Yeah, I mean, Far From Home really isn't that great of a Spider-Man movie. It's just like a general good movie, but I mean, even then, it's still sloppy at some points. I mean, I need to watch
I
It
haven't
has
seen
some.
it actually.
I need to rewatch Homecoming again. Like I remember
It
it
has
being
one of the
alright.
best MCU villains. It has the best MCU Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, it's
Or
like
Mysterio.
Yeah, Mysterio is
yeah,
really good, dude.
Mysterio is really good, but yeah,
Better
anyways,
than Green Goblin.
Green Goblin
no,
doesn't count.
no,
He's a Raimi villain, dude.
well, it's still a
But he's an
Spider-Man villain.
MCU villain now.
Yeah,
But you won't. Do you
technically.
count Tobey Maguire Spider-Man as an MCU character? Do you count Spider-Man 1 as an
I mean, I
MCU
would
villain?
now. I wouldn't count their
Oh.
movies as that now, but I'm talking about in that film, it would count as an MCU.
I mean, I guess. But,
Yeah, but and
if we were to talk about like MCU exclusively, like no multiverse shenanigans,
Oh well, then yeah.
Mysterio probably
Yeah.
up there.
oh wait,
Him and
I would
Poindexter.
imagine.
speaking of multiverse, so yeah, I forgot that the box explodes because Green Goblin like blows up with a pumpkin bomb. Literally, like the entire universe is, like splitting
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
so great.
Like,
That Green Goblin
could
that
see,
was
that messed it up.
crazy. Like, and then you start to see
Craven,
like
you could
silhouettes
see
of like past
your
villains.
Spider-Man, Felicia Hardy.
I know you see like
Didn't you
Rhino.
see the Rhino too?
Yeah, you saw Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah,
show up,
Rhino,
and
Yeah.
I think you also
Mysterio,
saw like Craven
Doc
in there.
Ock.
I swear
You
you
saw
saw
a
like
lot of different characters.
I swear you saw like Craven in there, like at least
Yeah,
somewhere.
you saw Craven. You saw Superior Spider-Man in there. I'm pretty sure too, which was weird. But
Yeah, and then yeah, and
I
then
wish we could have seen like alternative versions of Spider-Man characters. That would have been cool.
that would have been fun. I mean,
Like,
but then Green Goblin gets killed, and Peter like sees like the whole universe splitting apart, and he's like, "It's what I just do what I," and then he goes and makes the whole spell like completely different, where everyone just forgets who Peter Parker is entirely, and that decision was was just amazing because
Eh.
yeah,
it's
I didn't really like it.
really.
Well, I mean,
No,
I liked that he did it, but it was another example of me not liking how they acted it. I don't like the acting.
I
for it.
mean, yeah,
I liked the ending of it. Like
Oh,
it's
dude, the
already said
ending.
and done, and like he's acting with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like acting as if like all of it is gone and like they don't know anything, but he knows everything. Like I loved that, but like making the decision and talking to Strange about it, I didn't like Tom in that scene, but I liked Strange in that scene.
Strange was really good, and I even liked how he's like, no, it's like, but it'll work. It's like, yeah, it'll work. Like
But
he
no.
will, like he genuinely did not want that to be put upon Peter because he's just a kid. I mean, he even said like at the beginning of the movie that he's been through enough. Like I do like how
Yeah.
like he does have to have that. He does have to have like that sort of parental role over Peter, and have that like, and like he has to tell him like when he's not doing something right because he's just a kid, but at the same time he wants to sympathize with Peter even though he's making all these like rash decisions, like going to him for a spell even though when he didn't even call the college, or even now like when he wants everyone to forget who he is entirely, which he knows that it's a consequence for what he did for the entire movie, but Strange still doesn't want that upon Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what really sold like the chemistry between like Tom and like Benedict Cumberbatch in that movie, because like you really saw how Strange really felt about Peter as a whole. Like he still had to be the one to tell him like when he was like doing these things wrong, but he still genuinely cared for him. Everyone forgot who Peter Parker was entirely, and I did like the send off to all the three Spider-Mans. Like, it's what we do.
Yeah. Also, the ending kind of brought like Peter back to basics, you know?
Yeah, it brought Peter.
Right, which is
Yeah.
Because,
great.
like I said earlier, yeah,
Like,
Peter
he's
was always
just
giving everything. Now,
yeah. Now
he's
he
just
has
going.
that
Also,
like
his
literally
suit,
nothing.
yeah, his suit
Like,
was influenced by the two Spider-Man he met, and I really like that.
yeah,
That was
and
fantastic. Oh my god.
dude, the
And it's the best
suit.
Spider-Man.
I need a still image of that suit, man. I swear. I need a real.
Um, well,
Um, I don't know if I really. It's CGI though. That's my like real problem with it.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
it's
So I don't.
really.
Peter. I
Yeah.
don't
I don't know
like
if I.
that.
But I mean, so it looks really good. Like for
It's
for
comic accurate. It's the
for a
most
little bit
comic
of
accurate
time I
it's
saw
gotten.
it, it was
It's
still really good. And
beautiful.
the ending is like one of, if not my favorite, like ending in a Spider-Man movie.
Probably, it might be the best ending in any Marvel movie ever.
It
I'm gonna be
honestly
honest.
might be. I mean, other than like
I don't
Infinity War.
beat like Logan though.
Yeah, that's
Logan's
true.
got
Logan,
a
Okay,
weird
wait.
ending.
What are we doing now? We're discussing like
like the
Marvel
like the
movies.
whole
No
ending.
Way Home's
No,
the
like the whole
ending.
ending of
Is it like the
the No Way
best?
Home. I
Oh,
think it's like
um,
my favorite ending in
so
a
writing
superhero movie.
wise, my friend hated the ending, the one that to see it, and like I thought he was an idiot. No offense, but like, dude, the ending is perfect. Like, it is the best possible ending I could ever give. Like,
Yeah,
acting
again,
for it was
Yeah.
brilliant. The
yeah.
presentation was brilliant. The shots were great. The scenes were good. Dude, everybody acted their asses off, and it was so well written too that I didn't even hate it. And plus, it was kind of like it worked to Tom Holland's strength as an actor. I feel in that scene and in all the scenes with it. And I really like that because not every scene in this movie acted to Tom Holland's strengths as a actor or as a person. Like especially again, like the most notable one that I pointed out was like the scene where he's trying to kill Green Goblin, like that. Like Tom Holland
Yeah.
sucked. But like
Yeah.
in the scene where he goes and he's practicing like how he's gonna talk to MJ, and then like he walks the door and it completely like vanishes away from him, like that is so perfect and it's so well done. I can't describe how much I loved that part of the movie. Like the ending was like it made me leave the theater with like this like the biggest grin on my face.
Yeah, and then like you saw like the scar on MJ's face, and like Tom like instantly knew that he can't let MJ or Ned like into that type of life anymore because of how
Well,
much danger it puts them in.
I didn't really get that vibe from it. I think he just saw that because like he said he saw them and he said, "Hey, are you okay?" And it's just like him like latching on to that. Like he had some semblance of like her like some semblance of something that he could bring that would connect the two of them, and I think that's why he did it. I thought it was still really cute. So I'm really hoping that they like advance that later on if if they do make more movies for this and they do like revisit these characters like in Tom Holland's
Which they
movies. I feel
probably
like that'd
will.
be great. Yeah, they probably will.
They
Uh,
probably will, but
and I would really enjoy that if they went back to that chemistry or something.
yeah, but
Like
they
I feel like
really
that'd be
need to
great.
be careful with it as to not like actually, fuck up like the whole point of the movie, and like the whole point of
Yeah.
like he is a certain of like everyone forgetting who Peter Parker is.
Well, I don't feel like they're gonna fuck up the part. I feel like the point of why they should have done what they did to this movie, in my opinion, to detract Tom Holland's Spider-Man from the gloss and glamour that is being connected to Stark in the end.
Yeah.
And I feel like once they've done that, now we've gotten to a point to where Spider-Man is on his own. He's like Ian said, he's grounded. And now, I guess maybe you said that, Cabbage. I don't remember, but like yeah, now he's grounded, and now from here on out, we can start feeling a true, un like not tangled with Spider-Man story. And I obviously it's an MCU movie, so obviously there's going to be other heroes that come in, but it'll feel more like a Spider movie than just a Marvel movie featuring Spider-Man.
Dude, like,
So
and the
Yeah.
weird and like the best part is like he has no connections to the Avengers either. Like even at the funeral, like Happy doesn't even know him anymore. Like
Exactly. Which is funny because like he's like, take care of yourself, man. And it's like it was sweet because one, it shows like how good of people they are. But like it was just like, man, they really don't know each other.
yeah,
I
they
mean, like, well, obviously
legitimately don't
Paul
know each
doesn't,
other.
but like, you know. But yeah, it's wonderful. It's such a great idea, and like I mean, like I wouldn't say they executed it perfectly because like the way that they went about doing it just kind of felt like very convenient, but like at the same time it makes sense. So like I can't really complain. But
Yeah.
you know, because like if you think about it from like a writing perspective, it's like how do we make this character just not have any connections? Why don't we just make him not have connections by a spell? It's like that's a
Yeah,
great
but
idea. Write that down.
yeah,
And it's
but
like
I
okay,
mean,
well,
in the sense of like the movie, like the whole movie itself, like what it's been building up to, it makes a lot of sense.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
It's just, yeah, I can understand like why it feels a little too convenient though, because you know magic gets involved. But again, like this whole movie could have been like a lot sort of, and it could have ended by like the push of a button, like Ian said.
It could have ended from literally just a sentence before the button even mattered.
Yeah,
He could have just
or
said,
just
"Make
a
everybody forget
sentence.
about Mysterio," and it's just
Yeah,
like, okay, the end.
yeah, but you know they actually need to take the time to
Okay,
actually like go
I
into
don't
Peter's
hold on.
character.
I don't want this podcast to end until we discuss this question: who's the hottest Spider-Man?
Obviously, Andrew Garfield.
I agree.
Yeah, and then
But Ian, why is it not Tobey Maguire? No, it's not.
What?
It's not. You're wrong.
It's not.
It looks like a frog. What can I say? I like frogs.
He does look like a frog. That's my point.
It's
Like-
it's probably Andrew.
He's just so sexy. I mean, like, come
Yeah.
on. Like
Yeah,
he's tall. He's got a
He's
great
also, like,
looking
38.
face.
yeah.
He is?
Yeah, he's old.
What the fuck?
Holy
I mean,
shit.
yeah,
He
he
doesn't even
looks
look like
old
it.
in No Way Home, which I mean, I guess makes sense because I mean, he's
I mean, I
definitely
guess he,
I mean,
yeah.
Toby doesn't look that old either. He's 45, so.
Jesus.
he looked 45 to me. I'm gonna be
Yeah, he
real.
did. But
No,
you
I
know,
think he
since
looks
it's
like
an MCU movie, we have to get into post-credit scenes. First one was Venom. Yeah,
which was
Oh my god.
dude,
wearing the
Venom.
symbiote suit. Which is
Dude, the
cool.
like symbiotes definitely like this is why I like that we're get like I know that we're getting more movies with Tom Holland because of the symbiote like just kind of lingering about now. And I do like that like if if it was like the same writing quality for Tom Holland as it was like in Far From Home, I would not have been as excited for more Tom Holland movies. But now that they actually, you know, fixed Tom Holland's character, I'm really excited for more of him.
I mean, yeah, I would say so. I am as well. I wasn't as much into his character till that ending scene, and now I'm just like, okay, now I'm ready to watch Tom Holland movies. Because like before that, I was like, okay, I don't want to watch this because like it didn't feel like a Spider-Man movie to me, man. Like it just felt like
Yeah.
Marvel
Iron Man
movie
here.
featuring. Yeah, it felt like a Marvel movie featuring Spider-Man, and I didn't like that. I wanted a Spider-Man movie,
Yeah,
and
this
and
movie
that's what they
was a
tried it.
Spider-Man movie.
This movie was a Spider-Man movie, and the ending was a Spider-Man ending, and I
Yeah.
like that, and that's why I want to see more of it.
Yeah,
Because I
it's
don't feel like it's just gonna be Spider-Man featuring, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Happy from Iron Man,
yeah.
Dummy from Iron Man, like all these other characters. I mean, I guess Dummy's not a character, but you know what I mean. Like it's just too much at one time, and I just want a normal, regular, plain old Spider-Man movie, and I feel like we might get that soon. So that's really
Yeah.
exciting.
Especially since like how the ending was in. Again, like that's definitely like my favorite ending like of probably like every superhero movie. Obviously aside from like Uncle Ben's grave not being next to Aunt May's, which is still a little weird to me, but it's still like my favorite ending. But yeah, Venom's definitely come back, and I again like I'm still completely fine with him like not being in the movie until like the very end, where he just like goes in and gets back, and it's just like build up for like this for like more films, and then like after that's like the trailer for Multiverse of Madness, which
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
which
guess
is
it
gonna
makes
be
sense.
great.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness is definitely gonna be amazing, and I do like that they're bringing like the evil Doctor Strange in, and
Yeah.
What
I
if?
do like that this move like Multiverse of Madness like a kind of a continuation of like how No Way Home ended, and how even
I don't really
this.
think they're gonna have many Spider-Man in it though.
Yeah, they're not gonna
I
have
really
like a
don't
whole
think
lot of
it did.
Spider-Man. Obviously, I don't think they have like a Spider-Man, but it's just like a
Yeah,
continuation
I think
from
I
the
think it's just
final
gonna be like its
spell.
own Doctor Strange movie. Yeah.
Yeah, but I get why that had to be like the thing that happens after like the whole movie ended, because the continuation of the final spell that Peter did. Because I mean, it makes sense because like even if the spell kind of fixed itself, like the universe is still very the multiverse was still like very unstable because
Yeah.
how much time was passed where the multiverse was just kind
Um.
of untangled.
Also Loki.
Yeah,
that
and
that
then
kind of
yeah,
happened.
yeah, I forgot like Loki also happened. With there's also a season 2 coming out this year. But
Yeah.
honestly, like there really isn't like a whole lot like bad about this movie, and even when there is, it's very easily ignorable.
Yeah.
I would agree.
It feels more like events than a movie. I kind of get the
Endgame.
same vibes from like Infinity War and Endgame, because you
Yeah.
can criticize those movies very heavily if you really wanted to, but that's the thing. It's like if you really wanted to, you could. I don't really see a point in doing so. You know, this movie's not meant to be that.
Yeah, it's definitely meant to be like a more like big event, but even then, it still worked really well as an overall movie. A lot better than what I expected, honestly. Like, I expected to just go in there and just have a fun time, but I left the theater like really satisfied with what they did with all the characters and the acting for the most part. And the fight scenes were definitely a lot better than what I thought than some of the other Spider-Man movies, like the Doctor Strange fight.
That was a cool fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I even liked how like it ends like, what's better than magic? Math. Yeah, that was a really fun fight, and we got that interaction between like Strange and Peter Parker. But overall, like I just honestly just had a great time with it, even more than like
Oh yeah.
Into Spider Verse. Like from
I
entertainment wise
I
alone.
think I was gonna say I actually like this movie more than Into the Spider-Verse.
I think it's
Yeah.
a better Spider-Man movie, if I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
agree. I feel
It's
like
kind of
I
his
feel
own,
like it did it better.
It already had, like, just like the comics did, it already had everything established, so you didn't need to like write up the characters at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think a Spider-Verse movie, it does the Spider-Verse better.
Well, I mean,
This is my opinion, though.
Everything's already established in No Way Home, whereas Spider Verse, you kind of have to establish everything as it's going along.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a superior Spider-Verse movie. You don't
Yeah,
have to do any of that.
that's understandable, but
Like, we don't have to.
honestly, there's a lot more like noticeable things like kind of wrong with No Way Home than Spider Verse, like the pacing, obviously. But I mean, I don't know. I need to watch
Pacing
Spider
is
Verse like for the
whack.
20th time again, but yeah, I did enjoy the movie a lot more than Spider Verse though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think that
There's
pretty much wraps up everything. Do you guys have any like final thoughts on No Way Home?
I want to make out with Andrew Garfield.
I wish that Logan was in the movie. You know, I think he would have done justice.
Oh
to
yeah,
the
dude.
movie.
You know what? Deadpool should have been in it.
Deadpool.
The
Ironically
Rock
though, he
actually should have
definitely
been
could have
in
been
it.
in
Too.
it.
Deadpool, The
I
Rock.
think Deadpool could have been teased.
Oh, you know who else could have been in it? Drax. You know, because Batista.
Yeah,
is,
Dave Batista. Yeah, Dave
Yeah,
Batista.
Dave Batista. Yeah, like the wrestling guy.
Yeah.
Who were some other wrestlers that became like movie stars?
Bones.
John
What-
Cena.
Yeah,
John
Cena,
Cena.
obviously.
Is that his name?
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw
McGraw.
He should have. It would have been so
everyone's-
perfect if they're like flying, like or like web slinging or whatever, and like as like they're web slinging, like Toby like looks over and he sees like a picture of like Bonesaw, and like he has like his husband next to him, and like he's like flexing his muscles, and like Toby's just like, Huh. How about
Yeah,
that? Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah, we really need to see more of everyone's favorite LGBTQ enthusiasts.
Yeah, we need a scene of like Toby getting canceled for what he said in the Amazing, or for what he said in the Spider-Man one, not the Amazing Spider-Man one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I'm pretty sure.
I got canceled once on Twitter for saying.
Okay, we should probably wrap up, huh,
Yeah,
Cabbage, before you
we'll
expose
probably
yourself.
wrap it. Yeah. I don't want my 10 followers on Twitter to cancel me. Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for the podcast. Thank you all so much for coming, and thank you too for coming along. Very unorganized start. I'm not gonna lie, I was not at all prepared for this. As
Oh,
much as I
really?
thought it was. Yeah.
What gave that away?
Yeah,
The
it's
30 minutes of
yeah,
of prep time
yeah,
to
the
get into
30
the
minutes
video.
of prep time. Just we don't need to go into that. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoy this podcast. Definitely new to me because again, I don't have like a script like right in front of me. Yeah, it's definitely new to me, but I'm getting used to it. But thank you all so
Yeah,
much for coming.
improv, like I do.
Improv, yeah. Yeah, I need to get used to that. But that's gonna wrap all for this one, and I hope seeing you on the next video. I'm your favorite vegetable cowboy, signing off.